thumping sound you hear from the propeller as it goes by. The plane's propellers are actually going supersonic, and it's that an Alaskan Air National Guard HC-130J Combat King 2, operated by the 211th Rescue Squadron, reaches its drop point. This highly modified aircraft serves as a critical launch instrument are trained to deploy via land, sea, or air into the world's most hostile environments at a moment's notice. Whether recovering isolated personnel in combat or saving stranded citizens across Alaska's vast and austere terrain, these operators execute their missions under the ultimate creed that other hours a day, 365 days a year. Oh, they can hear you. Let them hear it. Ladies and gentlemen, please rise if able and remove your hats to honor.
Was so proudly at the twilight's last gleam.
Coming in on your right. I got doing the American flag.
Bright stars through the perilous fight, o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streamed, and the rockets rattled the bombs bursting air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still saved us that star-spangled banner o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave.
What a great rendition of the national anthem. What a great job, Rebecca. Let's give her one more big round of applause. And thanks to all of our jumpers from the 12th RQS. We'll talk more about them in a minute. The beautiful silver polished plane that you see coming across right now. Let's enjoy the sound of these radial engines, and I'll tell you a little bit more about them in a minute. So long before, when pilots were learning how to fly, they would get their basic flying instruction in planes like a biplane, like a Spearman, that the Navy and the Army Air Corps passes you. That whack, whack, whack that you hear from the tips of the propellers going supersonic, cut in the air.
took a monkey for a ride in the air. The monkey thought that everything was on the square.
Planes like the P-63 Cobra.
Don't you go, hop, the buzzer told the monkey you would shoot.
So flying today are planes from the Alaska Commemorative Air Force. They're based right here, almost across the street from J. Barrett Merrill Field. In that beautiful blue and yellow Vultee BT-30 being flown by Cricket. Looks like he's having a little fun up there. Any pilot worth their salt will tell you they'll jump at a chance you jump in one of these Texans. They say it's a true pilot's airplane. It's they can feel the plane, they're actually flying it, they don't have all the modern avionics in it, and it just takes them back to yesteryear, like I said, over 80 years ago. Here's this beautiful North American AT-6 Texan. The Air Force honored the Texan by naming their new trainer birthday this year here at J. The Commemorative Air Force, I told you I'm a life member of the Commemorative Air Force, and I'm so proud to see this all-volunteer unit flying here today. We all wanted to thank all of our service members and veterans. Do I have any veterans out in the crowd? Let me ask you to raise your hand and be recognized. Do I have any veterans in the crowd?
I'm his missus, Daddy won't.
Coming up next, we're going to take care of a little business. We're going to get the HC-130 down. They're going to land. They took up our jumpers from the 212th RQS that opened our show up. What a great job they did, too. We'll see some more of those. A few of our jumpers from the RQS are going to get the privilege of jumping with the Gold Knights that came down the jump for that opening ceremony. So we're going to get this one in, and they're going to get early. We're used to seeing the blue C-130. They call it Bert. Bert's did a good paint job in some maintenance, long-way maintenance taken care of. So Ernie is standing for Bert. She went off the down with the big problem today. That's a beautiful HC-130 comes in. Just beautiful plane space right here. Behind the crowd, that jump master is gauging where he wants to let those jumpers go.
Jump to the down, when you jump, stand busted by a light check.
In a manner according to their rules.
World is gonna know me. I ain't the sharpest tool in the shed.
Make a redirection can lift down at slow speed. These devices literally change the shape of the wing and are the key to its low final approach speed, enabling this aircraft to land and stop on short, unimproved airfields. Ladies and gentlemen, please get your cameras ready, as this will be your best opportunity to take photos of this state-of-the-art machine. C-17 will now maneuver for a circle over the airfield, showing its ability to fly at slow speeds and demonstrating its advanced aerodynamics in action. The C-17 controls, coupled with a high-mounted T-tail, let the C-17 maintain full maneuverability at slow speeds. At the end of the envelope, the C-17 is capable of sustaining almost 3 times the force of gravity at 400 miles per hour. Under those loads, the C-17 weighs more than, let's say, 25 gray whales. This capability is simply one more of the C-17's toolkit in combat. In the hands of a skilled crew, there aren't many places the C-17 can't go. Cameras ready. The crew will now set up for their final maneuver. They're 120 miles per hour. They are simulating arrival to a shortened airfield with hostile forces in the area. The crew will soon demonstrate the combined potential of all of the C-17's capabilities, an assault landing to a combat backing. Ladies and gentlemen, this will occur at just over 1,000 feet, shorter than an aircraft carrier. There is no other aircraft on Earth that can perform this maneuver. Demonstrated the ability to back under its own power, which gives it increased maneuverability while offloading cargo, and the ability to operate at smaller, unsupported airfields. Give them a wave. I see the ports open and they're looking for you. Pacific Air Forces, our Hickam, Hawaii-based crew, and Altus Air Force Base, we thank you for being with us today. We hope you enjoyed this brief look at the C-17. The United States reach speeds of up to 120 miles per hour. And you can see Kyle Fowler is up there circling our jumpers with smoke to help you find them. In just 2.5 months of winter training, jumpers on the leapfrogs accumulate over 300 jumps, each practicing the canopy formations and maneuvers you see above. If you look closely, you can see some of the jumpers piloting towards each other, docking, and maneuvering their canopies together. This is called a two-stack. It serves as the building block of all larger formations. Every jumper comes to the team after years of real-world operational experience. The leapfrogs began in 1969 when the underwater demolition teams and Navy SEALs volunteered to perform parachute demonstrations at week. Parachute demonstrations like these are inherently dangerous. The team mitigates the risk through meticulous planning, rigorous training and rehearsals, teamwork, and a relentless dedication to mastery. In naval special warfare, their lives and the lives of their teammates depend on this. During this demonstration, you will see two jumpers interlock their legs and then turn their canopies directly towards the ground, beginning the highly dangerous and crowd favorite maneuver, the down. The two jumpers, they are joined at the legs, they come down. This is the down.
Spirit Airlines went out of business. They can react to that. Yeah, they're lost. They're doing the down.
Alright, watch these guys. Let them hear it. once Ernie has safely departed from the Airshow box, which may or may not be allowed to do their airback interviews, skips through a absolutely incredible. Now they're going to turn around and they're going to as they smoke up the airfield. Here they come with their rejoins. They're head to head. You can hear that iconic radio sound from Skip Stewart's biplane. You can hear something in the AT-6 tactic. That prop came out with the landing and they cut the air out.
Guys, we're gonna fuck her tonight. Maneuvers out there. Watch Skip take it straight up in that beautiful biplane. Bring it over. A little half-wave in eight. Straight to the portraits for a bombing run. They fly over, get sight of it, and then come back to their straight for Look at them hang on that prop. Beautiful. Hammerhead, he kicks the tail over. And now he's going to generate some speed. Oh, they're playing nice today. He's giving up the box. Here comes Kyle Fowler from the right. Little hesitation as he does a loop with those forward canards. Kyle tells me that plane cannot stall, which was absolutely mind-blowing. Skip spirals up, and he's coming back in. All right, here comes Kyle from the right. Smoke is on. Get your cameras out. That's a little hesitation there. Boy, these guys are having some fun today with this little teaser. Fantastic display of airmanship here. Go follow him at Kyle Fowler Aerosports, and you can see some great video of him flying at night with all kinds of spikers and Roman candles popping off that plane. Absolutely incredible to see this little one. Get your cameras out from the right. Kyle Fowler and Skip Stewart. Double wave as they come in. What'd you think about that morning teaser? That way come today? Absolutely. Let them know how much you appreciate their efforts. Let's see it. RV7 and an RV8. Undaunted Airshows has the box. Stephen Christopher is in the red RV7 and Todd Woody Rudberg in the orange RV8. They're going to give us a circle here. There's going to be some pyro during the show, and they're going to start out with a little mock dogfight. So after these formation circles, watch as they separate and then go head to head and emerge. On. There's their break, and they're going to come around head to head. Then you'll see them go into a fighting circle. This is a great demonstration of the basic fight maneuvers. All pilots learn. You'll see them use their energy to try to maneuver. Let's see who gets the advantage today. Briscoe on the tail, trying to get guns on the plane in front of him. There's a reversal. See the move. It's not like pointing to an airplane and the other one is firing. They've got to get close enough. Briscoe out in front, trying to move away from the dog. Trying to get his guns on. Looks like he's got it. Not quite as he comes around again. As you can see, Briscoe has kind of gone into a scissor maneuver. You can see them rolling back and forth. They do that to keep their speed up, but try to keep position so they don't go shooting by the other plane. Watch for one more turn here. So one circle fight right now. They got a solution, and there's the gun solution. Okay, they got some separation. And now Todd's going to continue to pursue using an off-axis vertical. There they go, they join that. This is a really dynamic act. You'll see them change positions frequently. From wings to trails to line of breath. And they'll take terrific little views. There's their avalanche. These guys are these beautiful planes, these RV.
Sergeant First Class Eric Doors, originally from Airline. It has been fought proud of by our nation and by his flag of its Flight 973rd Republic Parachute Jump. 80 miles per hour. Looking high overhead, you will see what looks like air parachutes. These jumpers can fly their parachutes right into the hands of the other jumper without negatively affecting its flight characteristics. These jumpers are performing a side-by-side formation and have oriented their parachutes towards the ground, and they are accelerating at over 60 miles per hour. At just the right moment, you'll hear the command ready, break, and these jumpers separate for a safe, soft, stand-up landing in the target area. And there you have 1, 2, perfect landings in the target area. In other words, hold my hand.
I think he's having some fun out there. Flying that plane is Mr. Thomas Sharkey. Spend their time to earn the right to fly this beautiful world. Coming around now, in North American Texas, we have Edwardsville, and in the Harvard, we have Robert freaking Green. With the goal of bringing this unique experimental aircraft to the Airshow circuit. He owns a commercial. Coming in from the right, Kyle Fowler in his long easy. Little roll left. Hey, Kyle. Thanks, Kyle. You're a gentleman and a scholar.
One of my favorite airshows. I don't say that in every show either. I love the
want to check out his social media and see what that plane looks like when he's got boxes of fireworks strapped to the wings and the fuselage. Kyle asked me to make sure to thank his sponsors, Airshow Power, and watch this incredible takeoff. Airshow pilots in the world today. He goes inverted for an outside loop. A 4-point hesitation roll on his upline. Normally this would be a hammerhead. Let's see what Skip does for it. He hangs that plane by the prop. Look at him as he spins it around. Oh, I think he's having some fun up there, folks. Coming down, getting some more speed for us. Let's see what he's got next. He's upside down. There he goes. Uh-oh. He's got some extra sauce on the top there for us. Corkscrews as he brings it back down. In the business today, Skip on everything. Skip's flying has been featured in every space. AOPA, Sports Illustrated, World Airshow News, Autopilot, as well as a You hear the engine and those wingtips growling with that iconic sound. Right, with smoke on. Giving us a good look at that plane. This flying machine looks like a good American hot rod. The horsepower was increased to 400. The big 3-blade front reminds you of oversized racing slicks. The rear cabin landing gear makes it look fast sitting on the ground. And the paint job yells street rod. As a climb first pass, let's see what he does. Oh, he went in. That's pretty happy. He's giving us a little airplane celebration as he whips it around there. Goes to the ground. Skip has been certified for this kind of a fly. What a great job and what a great photo opportunity. He took that out with his tail. We've still got one ribbon left to go, and I'm sure Skip's going to take care of it. He did that on purpose. All right, coming in from the right. It looks like he's going to cut this one with a knife edge pass. Look at it as he gets close to the ground and judges where he's at. Watch this. it means forethought. Second is Stephen Christopher, and in the orange, RV8 is Todd Woody Redmond. We are going to have some pyro with this show, so if the booms are concerning, I just want to prepare you. They're going to do a couple of circles for us, and then they're going to start their performance. Both pilots are going to use their speed to try to maneuver, get the energy advantage on the other pilot. Let's see who comes out in front today. Our orange RV8 is in the trailing position. That's Todd Woody Redford. He got the jump on Crisco in the red RV7. He's going to follow around, try to get a farming solution on him. Todd's not going to make it easy. He's going to go for it. He tries to get a gun solution on him. He's locked on fire. See, they're in a little scissor movement. They're trying to not give up their speed, but not give up the position behind either. Now they're going into a one-circle fight where you can see one of them chasing the other one in one circle. Two circles would be if the other plane broke into a circle in the other direction, trying to get an advantage on them. International pilot team there. They've done a great job for us all day, and they are not done, trust me. All of these are designed with the audience in mind. At a recent show in Pullman Air Force Base, a young girl approached them to tell them that these shows reminded them of two airplanes dancing in the sky. I think she knew what she was talking about. I agree with her. I'll let you listen and say. Airshow, ladies and gentlemen, what a great job they did. Here's reapply, let's get them all slathered up. Also, make sure you keep an eye on the kids. We've had more than a few lost parents this weekend, and we don't want to have any more. So pay attention, and if you're looking for some lost parents or you need some help, check in with your infant tent or the medical tent over by Hanger. Secured our freedom for 250 years.
Raptor 1, Tally 1, Fox 2. Shot strash with your guns. Hostile internal slash 1. Raptor 0, focus. Picture. Picture plane, turbo.
Request 4 by GBU 30 knots. ID Delta 5. Heading 0.
The 11th Airborne. Constituted in 1943, the 11th Airborne Division, the Arctic Angels, pioneered World War II tactical vertical envelopment under Major General Joseph Swing. They deployed to the Pacific, executing the legendary 1945 Stanton's Raid in the Philippines. A flawless, daring rescue of 2,147 civilian internees deep behind Japanese lines that remains a textbook model of joint military precision. Post-World War II, the division served as the first occupation base in Japan, later inactivated in 1958. However, recognizing the strategic pivot to the Army reactivated the historic 11th Airborne in Alaska in 2022. Rebranded U.S. Army Alaska, the Arctic Angels now stand as the nation's premier cold-weather, high-altitude warfighters. Prepared for extreme Arctic terrain, they protect the northern flank, keeping the division's historic airborne legacy alive in the frozen frontier. It takes a highly specialized, integrated team known as the Rescue Triad.
This helicopter air-to-air refueling maneuver requires incredible precision. Just imagine the Jolly flying at near top speed, and King flying just above stall speed. This mid-air ballet extends the Jolly Green's range of
Viking 00, Cognac 3-1. Request immediate re-attack. Safe. Viking 00, copy re-attack. Back in, weapons on.
assets. Ladies and gentlemen, please direct your attention to the area immediately in front of you in preparation for the air assault operation. Above you right now are two medium 60Ls carrying the assault force. The assault facility air assault into the objective in front of you. All airborne insertions are strategic maneuvers that are meticulously orchestrated and aggressively executed. Airborne drops allow combat elements to project mass power deep behind enemy lines, bypassing conventional frontline defenses and geographic obstacles to seize critical objectives. Frequently, these mass operations are executed under the concealment of night and achieve such speed overwhelming presence that opposing forces are paralyzed, leaving them incapable of mounting a coordinated defense. The assault force platoon is led by Lieutenant and Sergeant First Class, who provide command and control. The platoon is comprised of 3 rifle squads. The infantry squads are each led by a staff sergeant, and most squad members are armed with the M4 carbine that is equipped with an array of optics and lasers that work during both day and night operations. Each squad is comprised of 2 fire teams, and each team is led by a sergeant. Each fire team comes equipped with an automatic rifleman who carries an M249 squad automatic weapon, affectionately known as the SAW. The SAW is a light machine gun that is capable of safely firing 700 rounds per minute and weighs 22 pounds when fully loaded. The platoon will now assault the enemy defensive position in front of you. Immediately upon exiting the 2 Alaska Army National Guard UH-60s call sign IC, the platoon establishes a base of fire on the objective ground. While the weapon squad establishes a support by fire and suppresses the enemy with overwhelming fires from a fixed location. The small assault element moves around and assaults the enemy's flank. You will notice that the M240 heavy machine guns that are firing at the objective are talking. We're taking turns shooting. This keeps constant suppression of the enemy on the objective while conserving ammunition and preventing the barrels of the machine guns from moving. We'll select an avenue of approach to attack the enemy from the flank. This is the key tactic for all echelons of the infantry, from squad to platoon to company and battalion. The squads in the assault element are moving into a formation called Squad Column Fire Team Wedge. Reaching an
46 orders his JTAC to call the two UH-60Ls for immediate exfil.
IC-83, this is Kodiak 3-1. We are in PZ posture requesting immediate exfil. Kodiak. IC-83. Roger. One mic.
The UH-60Ls are approaching to extract the assault platoon, which conducted the decisive operation. The aircraft have been loitering in a deliberate holding pattern to be on standby for a quick exfiltration of the platoon. The immediate area is secure, but threats may still exist beyond the airfield, so the platoon forms itself into a pickup zone posture while maintaining comes our F-35 and F-22s from right to left. Great photo op. Also want to thank our opening service power file. Senior Master Sergeant Brian Delaire and Captain Brian Elliott.
day, if there's any tracks on the ground, it's going to get done. Anything that doesn't belong on the ground, get it blown away. We don't want any fall or foreign object damage to happen to these beautiful gray jets that we have flying here today. And we want the commander to let us do this all again in a couple of years. Coming up next is going to be our Air Combat Command F-20.
set up to perform a Hoover Burst. This maneuver is a double knife edge separated by an inverted tuck, followed by a pitch to line. Everybody gets one. Bingo.
If you're a lost parent, you can recover that lost parent. Victoria win at hangar number 2. Look around you. If you've got kids with you, make sure they're in sight. Don't lose them. It's real crowded.
Captain Adam Bryan.
As the crew chiefs assist the pilots into their jets, you're witnessing the teamwork.
Since 1946, the Orientals have brought naval aviation to men and women of all ages across America. We were first based at Naval Air Station Jacksonville, Florida, flying F-6F Hellcats.
Mexico City, Philippines. Our assistant maintenance officer is Chief Warrant Officer 3, Drew Menahare. From Jackson Center, Ohio, the flight surgeon is Captain Jen Miller. From Phoenixburg, Virginia, our supply officer is Lieutenant Eric White. And from Beaufort, South Carolina, our public affairs officer is Captain Daniel Freeman. Our ground technical representatives are Mr. Jack Bell from Fort Worth, Texas, Mr. Todd Lawson from Tiger, and Mr. Randy Hornishaker from Nantucket, Massachusetts. Our financial management analyst is Mr. Mandy Roenberg from Norfolk, Virginia. And our squadron administration representative is Mr. Aries Wilkins from Columbia, South Carolina. This next demonstration pilots are approaching the end of the experience up to 4 times the force of gravity through this looping maneuver. Back to the right. Blue Angels 5 and 6 are rolling. Blue Angel number 5 will complete the dirty roll on takeoff, while Blue Angel number 6 performs a precise low transition and pitches up at 6 times the force of gravity. Canopy as they perform the opposing measured pass.
Lieutenant Commander O'Donnell and Major Locks will establish a mirror image formation. However, look closely as both aircraft are in the carrier landing configuration as they approach for a maneuver we call the Fortuss. Perform the very difficult 5-plane line abreast loop. 60 degrees, pausing after each 90 degrees of rotation. Ladies and gentlemen, the opposing 4-point hesitation roll. As the formation pulls to level, each pilot will perform an individual brake turn and exit the flight line in a separate direction. Ladies and gentlemen, the Blue Angel. In section. Ladies and gentlemen, the double tuck over roll.
Word is, I'm bringing home the bacon. Word is, they don't see what it take to make it, but the word on the street side make it look easy. Word on the street is I make it look easy. Word on the street side make it look easy.
Form an individual brake turn and exit the flight line in a separate direction. Per hour. The fly-by-wire flight controls provide the slow speed handling that sets the Super Hornet apart in the air-to-air combat arena. Ladies and gentlemen, the section high oblivions.
aircraft will separate, perform 360-degree rolls, and the forward diamond pods will rendezvous through a looping maneuver. From the left, at 450 miles per hour, the Blue Angel fleur-de-lis. Let's show center. The entire formation will separate in dramatic fashion. Ladies and gentlemen, the Blue Angel Delta Breakout. The demonstration pilots you have been watching perform here this afternoon are a small part of the Blue Angels team. The men and women standing before you in blue uniforms are members of the elite Blue Angels maintenance crew. Through hard work, many long hours, and unselfish dedication, they have each year for the past 80 years provided us with the aircraft availability necessary to perform each of these flight demonstrations. As the aircraft taxi back, I would like to take this opportunity to introduce to you the 2026 Blue Angels maintenance crew.